5 is a magical number for thank you. Let's savor this moment, because we know what will happen, but our opponent doesn't. It's perfect. It's perfect. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here and welcome to the Aggro's worst nightmare, because this deck is entirely designed to make Aggro's life miserable. We have Faithful Mending that can cycle cards on turn 2, then you discard the lockdown and it's in your graveyard, and then you can use Cosmic Rebirth on turn 3 during your opponent's turn to get a lockdown while they are attacking with haste. This one play shuts down basically every aggro deck, especially one like Boros that relies on this one full swing with haste. On top of this, we have some cool targets for animation like Mentor and the Seedshark, because with Mentor you can reverse the game so quickly, you get free blockers and you cast so many spells that it's very easy to just trigger those, synergies very easily. So yeah, let's go into games, because you probably want to see it. You had a glimpse in the intro probably, but I'll tell you, man, it was just a start. If you want to see Monoret exploding, this is the video for you. So guys, enjoy, and if you aren't subscribed, maybe this is the video worth it. I would absolutely love you to have you on the channel. So have fun and enjoy. Alright guys, are you ready? Because I think it might be happening, but you know what? There's no bad soul that would use the good old Karn to be a Monoret, right? Like there are some rules in the internet, and this is one of them. It cannot be It's still a mountain. You defiled Karn, the coolest planeswalker. Oh man, now I'm mad, alright? So what do we go for? We cannot cast the Mending on this turn, so I think we'll just try to hit... I'm trying to hit the Cosmic Rebirth, because I have the full setup for it. I just need to get it right. A Mirrex. Well, sometimes they're using it. Mirrex makes the mana a little bit awkward. I remember when I played Boros, like this Mirrex was sometimes good and sometimes really bad, man. Alright, let's go like this. So we could lock down everything already, but we are only getting 2 for 1. So we know what we'll go for? We're going for the Mentor. Yep, because they probably cannot kill us on the next turn. Like, man, what am I even talking about? Like, we have turn 3, and I'm also already considering lethal from nowhere. But they cannot kill us. They only have this case thing. The case is their only removal, and they have 2 creatures, so they are not getting the full value. They need to attack with 3 creatures to flip it. So they don't really want to spend a turn like this. Well, I guess they could go for this, but they only have 1 white mana, and that's their problem. If they had double white, they could go for the case here, and then go for the frontliner. Here? I mean, really? What is this build? Is Boros using this ever? I tell you, man, I have zero idea. So, they don't have caverns. I mean, with this board we don't need to react. I would love to hit my Cosmic Rebirth and win the game in an epic way, you know? Maybe we can get Memory Deluge, land into Cosmic Rebirth. 3 damage is absolutely fine. One of the good parts about this whole deck is that you have so much life gain from the Mending and Cosmic Rebirth, you can actually stabilize very easily. Okay. Full mana. They will go with the Mirrex, it's fine. So, okay, definitely lockdown, right? Man, one Sunfall is so tempting, just because it answers Knight of Chaos and all this stuff. And we need untapped land. 5 is a magical number for thank you. Let's savor this moment, because we know what will happen, but our opponent doesn't. It's perfect. It's perfect. Man, do I lock down a dance step? That would be even better, right? Now, then we have full turn. Man, this is such a beautiful play. I'm just all over the place. When should I do it? When should I do it? Alright, so I can just take 4 damage. You know what? 4 damage is fine. I just want to avoid Knight of Chaos and this kind of stuff. If they take a card... See? Here it is. It is a little bit annoying, but you know what? I have a feeling that we won't care about it too much. That also means they have no Mirrex. Man, they made this play thinking they will get the benefits. Oh, so silly. So silly. Alright, so, oh man, I will take the Cosmic Rebirth probably. So, Lockdown, and Normalize is nice. I want all of those cards, man. I think one, no, we need double. Okay, let's go for the Get Lost. Oh, he doesn't understand why am I discarding the best card for the matchup. Well, here you go. This is the moment we are waiting for. Oh, he can draw one card, but other than this, he has absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And we have full turn. Now we have priority, counter spells, sweepers, everything we ever imagined. How is this not glorious? Oh, I'm so happy it happened. And I think our opponent might be on the, on the other side of the spectrum. I have Memory Deluge, so Headquarters is not the worst, but you know what, we can always get the land from the Rebirth if we really are desperate enough. And I would probably want to hit, some good value cards. We are going with the Rebirth, and then get the Monk, so we can reverse the board. They think we cannot kill them. Oh, my friend, you will be surprised how quickly we can kill you. That's why we increased the Mentor. I originally played the same amount of Sharks and the Mentors, and after using them, man, the Mentor is absolutely amazing. They have Frenzy, that's something weird that we need to remember. I still will go Lance, right? I don't need this one for sure, because that gives us 7 mana for the Memory Deluge. On this turn we have 6, which means Emperor and the counter spell, and I probably want the blocker for the Might token. They think they will win by using Mirrex. Oh, this is even worse. That's what my hope was. Oh, that's even better. Like, I thought that their only removal in the deck, except the case, is 4 mana, and they have 4 mana, but no. It was just my, low-key dream that maybe I will get this trade. Oh, this is not good day to be Boros. Gleeful Demolition. Of course, my friend. Feel free. I'm sure your tokens will be stronger than ours, right? Right? Alright. Show me the target. I have a lingering feeling that this target won't work. And we have more and more tokens. So we need to pump it because they have 3 creatures, so it has to be 4/4. Ah, he didn't calculate it very well, unfortunately for him. So we go Memory Deluge on this turn. Don't forget we also have the Sunfall, but our deck is so much stronger that all we need to do... Well, I mean, why wouldn't we? Oh, they want to attack on this turn. They might have 1-drop Recruiter, so we need to make sure that we are on the safe side here. Here's the Recruiter, but for the value. So his value is 2 creatures with a 2/2. Well, let's check our value. And this is why control decks are so fun. When you get to the stage when you are actually playing the game, your deck is just simply better. You don't need to rely on, being lucky on the play, and hopefully you will get advantage that cannot be lost. So, that's better. Alright, Cosmic Rebirth. Normalize is actually pretty good. They might have double play, so I will take one. See, they don't even... They know they lost. They just needed some time to make peace with it. Well, that was a fun game. At least for us. Alright, we're going first. Our, draw is a little bit wonky. So we want the Deduce probably. So it will be waste unless we want to main phase it. Let's see the matchup. Alright, Toxic. Alright, Toxic is interesting. That means the life total doesn't matter as much, so we can absolutely pain ourselves super hard. Alright, this will be a little bit awkward. I need those extra cards, like we need a lot of plays here. Another Chorus. This will be harsh. They probably have some protection spells, right? Alright, we need a lot of cards to beat this. They are super annoying. And I don't have enough mana to double play something. Can we take another hit? Then we get an extra card from the clue, but then we get to 3. Alright, this is very risky, but I think I'm kinda low on value. Like, they will have a lot of cards that need very specific answers, and I need to have them. Scrolf is nice. Man, if he had 3 mana, I would play Normalize just to tap him. do I get lost? If I get lost, they get some good value and I don't draw my card, so I don't think it's worth it. They're really lowballing their hand. I think they have way better stuff. They just wait for the first sweeper. Alright, see, that was a dead draw. That's why we needed more cards. I wish I had one more turn, man. Because if I had one more turn, then I could play Lockdown into Normalize, and that guarantees success. But I think this should be good enough, especially that we have double Lockdown. They have protection spells, but they usually don't protect against the Lockdown effect. Like, it's about being targeted, and we don't target anything. That's why the Lockdown is so powerful. It also goes around this kind of stuff. This is good for them, this is a very strong card. And I would love to counter it, because I would basically counter 2 cards in a way. But I think we can win still with this. This is scary. This is absolutely scary. You know what? This alone is worth a Lockdown. This is such a powerful card. I'm so happy they tapped Mirrex, like the tapper. Alright, and I need to counter this probably. Yep. And if I didn't counter it, I would probably lose, man. Like, the Rot Priest is absolute menace to deal with. And this was huge. I get the poison counter still, but we get rid of the best card of his deck basically right now. And we still have Sunfall, so we can not target another Rot Priest even if he drew it. I wonder if that was the card from the Augury. It kinda feels like that. We don't need double Mirrex for sure yet, but we might draw Mending and want to discard something like a land, so... I mean, that should be okay. That should be okay. You know what the cool play is? You can kill with Get Lost your own Lockdown, and then get Cosmic Rebirth and get it from the graveyard. I mean, they don't play counter spells, right? Listen, I'm not risking it. I'm not risking. I've seen enough weird versions of the deck today. We are going with this one, especially that we have Get Lost, right? So if they go for some weird shenanigans with buffing this and giving it flying or toxic, we are kinda okay with it. Well. Here we go. And it will never exit, unless they protect it. But if they protect it, that means we Sunfall and get it anyway. They can get 1 card from the top. But it's still... Well, if they draw untapped land, they can go up to 3-3. But they didn't. So now they cannot attack, we make more tokens. And this is where we are taking over the game. I will play this land, we are very close to double Mirrexing every turn, which is pretty good. If they win on board, we Sunfall. And even they will protect one of the creatures with some blue spell, we will have the tokens so we can still defend. And now they are in some problem, they can buff it, but that's kinda it. We get the one with Summoning Sickness. Like, trading is not good enough for him. I can make those tokens, yeah, those tokens for days basically. And they are kinda losing value. So now every time they want to make a creature, it's 4 mana. That's super expensive for this kind of deck. And we also have Mirrex, so we might start being aggressive ourselves. And of course we will. Of course we will. Definitely extremely bad draw. We don't want it. Because we have another Emperor, we can burn this one. And listen, we are going with it. On the next turn we can, at worst, do double Mirrex. At best, we will get some really good plays. Here's the Mirrex. Emperor is super important against this deck. Like, whenever they start trying to win with Mirrex, those Samurais are literally perfect answer. They pressure their life total. Every time you can very easily block. Their strategy will be to run us out of counters. Or tokens, sorry. I always mix those. They will keep trading, but we can do it for 3 more turns, and every turn we draw our card, and he draws, you know, his card. So, sooner or later it will really snowball. Yeah, this is the Emperor turn, because we cannot use double Mirrex, and on the next turns we will start. Here it is. We'll get our first one, and we can do it for such a long time that they will just die in between. This is a nice one. You know, not immediate value, but it will get us some value sooner or later. Alright? They might have Blue March, right? It feels like it. Fading Hope. Sure. it's still a card for basically nothing. If they will try to fight all those tokens, like, I think it will be so slow, man. Especially that we ramp up the pressure with Mirrex, at some point we can just, you know, just raise them, basically. The blue march is something that can swing the game in their direction, so we need to be careful, because they can basically make... It's basically a sweeper for one turn, only on opponent's creatures. Oh, they decided that the plan is not working. I'm not super surprised. Maybe they are keeping something special here? That's a weird play, right? They did it every time until now. Oh my god, this is getting worse and worse for them. Emperors are insane here. Look how much we outscale. This is exactly what I was talking about. You can start the game, because our deck is just simply stronger. Serum Snare. Well, that explains it. However, is that enough? And we can always use the Sunfall. Yeah, that explains it. So that's why they kept the mana. Oh, right, because they know that if we replay the lockdown, we lose everything. However, what they don't know... Like, do I even do it, man? I can block 3 creatures, and I can play the Emperor to block the 4th one. They will have 5. So it's basically 1 poison. They might have some tricks. If I go for... Well, if we go lockdown... So if we go lockdown, we get rid of literally everything, and then we go with the Emperor plan again, but then they can trade. If we go Sunfall, we force Sleefa on the next turn, unless they have something like Serum Snare. Man, I honestly think we can just chill. If he can kill me, alright, I will be impressed. And we can always try to hit Cosmic Rebirth, even if they have something at instant speed. It's not the best play. Alright, so this is 2, right? We can use Emperor on this. Oh, never mind, it's white. Yeah. So we are going up to 8. Let's see the attack first, because that's basically the whole toxic they can make. And do I want to go for lethal here on the next turn? They can block only 2 creatures. So we are dealing 4 damage. If we play Emperor... Okay, so I think the play is this. Because if we draw Cosmic Rebirth right now, we win the game, right? Well, we didn't, so it's fine. I will discard the one that he has seen. Alright. I'm a little bit scared of Augury into something and this kind of stuff, but we should do it, right? I think they might... Well, we'll see. They might have the Blue March. If they have it, they will cast it now, probably. Because we are tapped. By the way, this tap is absolutely awful. We want more creatures for attacking. So we need to make 1 right now. Alright. And we want the maximum power right now. So I want to split the damage. Let's go. Show me. Is that the Blue March? Because it kinda feels like it. Like, I think he dies if he doesn't have it. We're at 8, so it's very hard. I think we won, right? Alright, is it March or we won? I'm not sure, man. It could be absolutely both. I think they already shown 1. Yeah, I don't remember if they played 2 or 3 in the deck. I think 2 makes the most sense. Alright, here it comes. Here it comes. However, even though it seems like such a great play for him, we will actually prove that it's bad for him. Because now, his phase out protects our creatures from the exile effect. And I will even go further and just go, you know what, we can use Mirrex on top of this. Because now we can Sunfall everything, creating another blocker at instant speed. Or attacker with Mirrex. And we have 4 mana to pay. Unless he has a counter spell as well. Alright. He has only 1 mana, so he needs to save only 1 creature. Which is okay, because we have 1 blocker. Man, so much phasing. But I told you, this is the only card we need to be careful about. and he needs a super good top deck, and I'm not like, he needs one of the best top decks ever. Yep, and this was the token that protected us against this, so even drawing 1 poison isn't enough. He needed 2 poison in 1 card basically. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. We big brained this one. Alright guys, we are going first. Our opponent is Jace, so you know what it means, right? Mulligan on Jace, it's mono red. Mountain, go. Go Mountain. Listen, I know my stuff, alright? The Deduce is kinda okay. I need Faithful Mending though. This is my card. Like, we have 4. We have 2 of those. I tell you man, it's not even a question. What can we do? I guess we just play the lockdown normally, right? And we just go with the Mentor later. I could kill Feldon, but I don't have, you know, the lockdown in the graveyard, so I cannot use the instant speed, unfortunately. So we are going, you know, the classic way. And that's one of the cool things about this whole thing. I could also go with a Mentor, but we need to mitigate the damage. They are only on 4 cards, probably on, you know, yeah, 4, because they will draw 1 and play 1 land. But other than this, we are close. We cannot go to the Emperor. Memory Deluge feels like an ultimate late game for standard. Alright, so they will probably get the mana and play 1 drop, right? If they can. Alright, they cannot. So of course I could Deduce, hit a land and kill this, but if I miss I lose the game. So I mean, it's probably not my best play. Chandra needs to go, like she is absolutely menacing. Especially when you are on the draw already, like we are on the draw, don't forget, so we cannot play a normal game unfortunately. And he will just try to get as much value as possible. So he will get some lands, he wants the counters, probably, like we will see. Kumano is a little bit slow, but it's still a card that, you know, gives value. Okay, I can understand why they bent it. Like, it's very slow, low pressure card. So they're stacking all the damage right now, because we have Emperor, but no lands to play it. It might work. So I would love to have the rest of my deck, but it's not here. So we have to play the Mentor and start getting it back. We will live game with those, and moment we someday hit the 4th land, because we are getting severely out mana based by a mono red deck, which Shuffler is fine with it. 3 damage. We have some time because this is not as much damage as they want, but it will stack very quickly, so we need to be prepared for the next turns. I really would love to draw a land. Thank you. See? Not hard. Not hard. And with this we won. See, in order to be good at standard, just need to draw the card. And that means we also have more stuff, so now we have blockers, which will make it way easier. I do it main phase because, you know, some mono red players are starting to learn that 4 mana with double white might mean one of the planeswalkers. They are still not sure, but they are slowly getting there. So, you know, some of them might not attack into this, and I cannot risk it. Because I cannot hold 4 mana every single turn. Yeah, you can scoop now. Yep, he's learning some new cards soon before rotation, so that makes sense. Listen, I'm salty, but isn't it really funny, you know? They're playing like they've never seen the card in their life. I can get back the Emperor and live game. So right now, how you win the game? You do absolutely nothing and say, you need to kill me, and they cannot. And when they realize it, they will scoop, and every next turn, oh, is that the roping part? He didn't make any stops so far, so I think he highlighted the Emperor, he was super mad about it, and then he lost the game, and he's salty, and he left the game. Imagine being salty by playing the easiest deck in format with nearly highest win rate. It's baffling to me, man. At some point, I want an interview with a mono red player because I actually want to know all those answers. Like, it's getting to a point like I try to understand, but I cannot. Listen, if you're a mono red player, it's fine. We are just making fun because it's fun. Alright. A swing. A big swing. Okay, he has 1 card, so it means only 1 buff spell. I can actually do nothing here. 1 damage is not needed. If he buffs something, for example Kumano, he lost. If he buffs the chick, he lost. And then he loses Kumano as well. I mean, man, you need to use all those wires in your head, because you have one card with one play. What can it mean? Nobody knows. They will get some extra value from the map tokens, so no, that's not fully over. However, I think we can go pretty hard on the next turn, because the good part about the Mentor is that not only it creates blockers, so you can defend against this kind of stuff, but it also gives you... I wonder, if he takes it, I will just cast Rebirth and save the Mentor, because this will be a 2-2 when they think they have the priority. Oh my god, now it's 0 cards, it's still going. And to finish my thought, the point is that after, you know, 1 or 2 turns with the Mentor, you can just go super crazy, and even if you don't have perfect target for Cosmic Rebirth, it's 9 life. It's so good, man. And every single turn it gets better. So we can attack with... I mean, we know the board, right? We know the board perfectly. So let's swing all. I'm not sure if I will draw something more. I'll probably just cast Memory Deluge and set up for the next turn that will be way deadlier than this one. Like, we know the draw, so it means they cannot have anything on the ground, so there's no point in, you know, keeping anything. Alright, here's the land. I mean, with the 4 tokens, I don't think we need to do anything more. I could also get Rebirth, get the Emperor. You know what? Let's just do this. They will kill the Mentor and we'll get it back later. And you can always take something that isn't 3 mana cost or lower, because you still get the card and you still get the life gain. You don't need, you know, the perfect value. You just need game-winning value. Let's manual trigger each one of them, because I'm not sure what he has in the hand. I mean, there might be some sneaky plays in his mind. Man, tell me guys, is he roping on purpose or he's just a slow learner, you know? If I'm being too mean, I'm sorry, but come on, man. We've seen this deck. I think we can figure out what the plays are. So we can probably kill him already, right? Double Cosmic Rebirth, but we don't have the target. We don't have permanence. So for this reason, we'll attack with everything except one thing. Alright? Bruh, Mr. Jace. I'm having a lot of fun in this game. So we are not going Emperor because he might draw something more. And even though I deal more damage, like, I won the game anyway. Cool. You know what? I mean, he needs to attack me, man. If he even... like, he cannot draw 2 burn spells in 1 draw. And even then... And here you go. Alright guys, sorry, my voice absolutely denied the service for this one. So yeah, that was the game. As you can see, you never need to kill them. They scoop moment, they cannot kill you. You don't need win cons, ever. Alright, opponent goes first. I'll be honest, this is a really bad hand. I think we have to mulligan because I cannot imagine us winning with that one. If we are against any kind of aggro. And guess what? It's always a mountain. It's the only question is is the mountain on the play or a mountain on the draw? But don't worry, we came prepared. But 2 mana counterspell is just too slow for standard. If you are on the draw, it's so slow, man. Alright, so what are we up against? We don't have Faithful Mending, so unfortunately we cannot discard the Rebirth. Because we are on the draw, we cannot normalize display. Which means that this is what he got just by being good and being on the play. If he was on the draw, all of this wouldn't happen. So you can see the difference. Alright, and because we are on the draw, we also cannot answer it with the lockdown, which means he will draw a card from the from what? From the Rookus. 3-drop is the best here, so the fact that they didn't have 3-drop is already pretty decent for us. Man, I would absolutely love to have the Mending and go for the lockdown play at instant speed, but you know what? We just need to go. So the problem for him right now is that he needs to pump something, and he won't pump the Code Breaker. And this is the one card that actually mattered. So we can kill it with Get Lost to mitigate the damage. Yeah, it does exactly the same thing, right? It also doesn't pain us, so it's better. And that's their whole game. Well, I hope you enjoyed your first returns, because that's the end of your career, my friend. And because we are lockdowning, it means they don't draw this card, which is something I really wanted to do. So they now have 2 cards, and that's it. That's it. Well, it's impressive how amazing this deck is, right? They play 3 cards, and if you have 1 card, they lose. And I just wouldn't be able to play this kind of deck. Like, it would be infuriating for me to lose based on your opponent having 1 card. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this slaughtering of Mono-Red and all the other aggro decks, because we beat Toxic, we beat Boros, we beat Mono-Red. I'm happy with it. And yeah, the games were pretty intense. To be absolutely honest, I expected that the combo will be so much easier to do, because we have 4 of basically everything. But sometimes you have, you know, the Cosmic Rebirth and the Lockdown, and you don't have the Mending. Sometimes you have the Mending, and you don't have the... You get the idea. It's actually not so easy to assemble all the pieces, but when you do, man, nobody sees this coming. And the fun part is they think that the spot when they are attacking on their combat phase is the one moment when you cannot sweep. So when you play an aggro deck, like, if you know, serious talk right now, this is how you punish control decks. You hit them super hard when you know they have only spot removal with like Get Lost or something like this, or the Emperor, because you know they can only answer card for card. So that means the wider they go, the more damage goes through. And this is their moment to shine. And we take it away, because with this deck, this is literally our moment to shine, and we get all the value. They deal no damage. The only problem is when they have things like Recruiter and Knight of Eos, because they are not a target for lockdown. So we still play Sunfalls, we still play the Emperor. Those are for the big hitters, because at some point you want to, you know, sweep the board fully. However, the addition of the deck that I didn't foresee this will be so huge is Monastery Mentor. This is an absolute like super hit for the deck. This reverses the game so quickly that not only you don't need to defend for a long time. Usually in like 2 turns you just reverse fully, and you have a lot of, you know, cheap cards. Even Faithful Mending, it can be cast without the target for 2 mana, unlike the counter spells. So buffing everything for +2/+2 is not a big deal for this deck, and suddenly you just go with the lethal. And you can also make blockers on the fly during your opponent turns, and this is very hard to kill for a lot of decks. I originally wanted to go more into Seedshark, but I'll be honest, man, it wasn't even close in the power level. Especially the coolest part of this, you have those Cosmic Rebirths. We play 4 of them, so very often when you lose Mentor, you absolutely don't care, because it's better in the graveyard, because that means it basically got Flash. And Flash with this kind of creature that wins you the game if you untap is absolutely insane. So you just play it, you assume that it will die, and you are absolutely fine with it, because it comes back later in the game when they least expect it. So guys, I honestly really enjoyed this deck. This was the idea I had since few days, and I just wanted to make it happen. And yeah, it was exactly as glorious as I remember. Of course, against control you will have a tough spot. We still play some Mirrexes, we have Emperors, we have Mentors, we can get them back, so you still have some place you even can counter spell stuff, but of course they will be favored. We are mostly against aggro decks, but you know, that's always a trade-off. You cannot make a deck that is better at everything. It has to have some downsides, but I think, like, for example, I see mostly Mono-Red and mostly Boros. It's nearly every of my matchups. So, you know, if I get better chances against them, it's basically better chances at everything I see. You have this, you know, once every 10 games there's a lone control player, and usually I'm the lone control player, so, you know, there's that. Alright, I think I have nothing more to say, so I'm just talking random stuff, so it's time to end. Really thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you had a good fun, and I try to make it kinda entertaining, because I think this is the glorious moment every control player was waiting for. So I hope it was as good as you hoped. And thank you for being here, you are absolutely awesome, and thank you for all the comments. I'm reading them, I'm trying to answer as many as I can. Thank you for being here. Alright, and that's it. See you guys tomorrow.